You ever walk into a space or, finish a conversation and just feel, well, energetically off?
Oh, definitely.
Like an invisible weight has sort of settled on you or your inner batteries have just suddenly drained. It's a pretty common experience.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting is that it's not some modern phenomenon.
No, exactly.
What's fascinating is how cultures across, vast stretches of history and geography have recognized this
Mm,
and developed really sophisticated understandings of these subtle energetic dynamics.
right.
They understood that we're not just physical beings, but also, these intricate fields of energy.
Exactly. And that's the deep dive we're taking today. We've got some pretty compelling material here, a contemporary look at these ancient ideas in a document called YND.
Mm-hmm.
From what I gather, it explores effective methods for energy field purification, and it draws connections between these age-old practices, from Egyptian temple rituals all the way to some really intriguing modern perspectives, kind of rooted in quantum physics.
And if we step back, look at the bigger picture, you realize this isn't just about chasing some fleeting feeling of lightness.
Right.
This is really about engaging with a fundamental layer of our being.
Hmm.
And it's been consistently linked to overall health, mental clarity, even spiritual growth in traditions going back millennia.
So our aim today really is to unpack this whole concept of energy field purification for you. We want to sift through this material, pull out the most insightful and, well, practical aspects,
Yeah.
highlighting those surprising overlaps between ancient wisdom and, contemporary science, so you can understand how to actively work with and cleanse your own energetic space.
Which raises that fundamental question, doesn't it? What are we actually talking about when we say energy field?
Good question.
Our source describes it as a multi-layered vibrational structure that surrounds every living thing.
Okay.
Think of it as more than just your physical form. It includes these subtler dimensions, what some traditions call the light body or the etheric body, perhaps the aura.
Ah, okay. I've heard those terms.
Yeah, these terms, you find them across different schools of thought, and they're often referred to the non-physical aspects of our being, these sort of interconnected layers that form our overall energetic presence.
Okay, let's explore that a bit then. So it's not just like skin and bones, but almost layers of shimmering energy vibrating at different speeds. That definitely resonates with the source touching on quantum physics.
Yeah.
The idea that at its most basic level, all matter is just energy in motion.
Exactly. We're essentially complex energy systems constantly interacting with everything around us.
Right.
And our source emphasizes some key characteristics of this field. The first one is its porosity.
Porosity. Okay.
Yeah, meaning it's not a closed-off system. We are in this constant state of energetic exchange with our surroundings. It's like a membrane that's continually taking in and giving off energy.
So almost like we're breathing energetically. We're not just isolated energy bubbles floating around.
Precisely. We're very much connected. And this leads directly to the second key aspect. Its memory function.
Memory function. Okay.
Our energy field isn't just processing the here and now, it acts like an energetic record keeper. It stores past experiences, emotional patterns.
Huh.
This ties right into Jung's idea of complexes. Those charged emotional residues that can keep influencing us subconsciously.
Wow.
It's like our energetic hard drive just keeps a log of everything we've been through, the good and the bad.
That's really insightful. So that persistent feeling of unease you might have after a conflict isn't just psychological, it's actually imprinted within our energy field.
That's the core idea, yes.
So persistent emotional pain could be like an echo trapped in your energy field.
Exactly. And purification isn't just about clearing. It's sort of like rewriting that energetic memory, allowing you to move forward without the past's heavy influence hanging around.
That makes a lot of sense.
And the third crucial characteristic our source mentions is resonance capability.
Resonance, okay.
Basically, similar energy frequencies tend to attract and amplify each other.
Yeah.
This helps explain why you might instantly feel a connection with some people,
Yeah.
while feeling maybe inexplicably drained by others. Your energy fields are either naturally harmonizing or they're experiencing a kind of vibrational mismatch. Understanding this resonance capability is really key if you want to consciously cultivate more positive energetic connections and, mitigate the negative ones.
Okay, so we have this permeable, memory-holding, resonance-driven energy field. Now, how does it get, energetically clogged up? What are the primary sources of this contamination the source talks about?
Right. The source outlines 4 main contributors. First up is environmental pollution.
Ah, okay, makes sense.
We are constantly exposed to just a sea of electromagnetic frequencies. Wi-Fi, cell signals, power lines,
Everywhere.
everywhere. And while individual exposures might be within quote-unquote safety guidelines, their cumulative effect can certainly disrupt the delicate balance of our energy fields,
Yeah.
especially for people who might be more sensitive.
Right.
And the concept of sick building syndrome, where the actual materials and atmosphere of a building negatively impact the occupants, that also falls into this category.
Right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like we're living in this subtle, energetic smog sometimes. What's the next source then?
The second is emotional residue.
Ah, okay.
Intense emotions that aren't fully processed, they can leave distinct vibrational patterns within our energy field. Think of, say, anger, not just as a fleeting feeling, but as the kind of sticky energetic residue.
Yeah.
And this residue can then subtly attract more situations that trigger anger, potentially creating a negative feedback loop.
Oh, wow.
I've definitely noticed that after a really stressful day, even if nothing specific terrible happened, I just feel heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to think that's not just mental fatigue, but maybe an actual energetic residue building up.
Oof, I can definitely relate to that. Holding on to resentment must be like carrying around these invisible energetic weights.
Precisely. The third source is what we can call external energy attachments.
Okay, what's that?
During our interactions with others, especially maybe those who are experiencing emotional distress or carrying a lot of negativity, their energy can, in a sense, kind of adhere to our own field.
Oh.
That feeling of unexplained fatigue after a seemingly normal conversation, that could potentially be attributed to this kind of energetic exchange.
Like you don't even realize it's happening until later when you feel heavier, not lighter.
Exactly. Or maybe you feel lighter after getting away from someone. And the final source mentioned is thought forms and the collective consciousness.
Thought forms.
Yeah, our own repetitive negative thoughts can actually solidify into tangible energetic patterns, which then continue to exert an influence on us.
Wow.
And on a broader scale, the shared beliefs and emotional states of society, the collective consciousness, that can also significantly impact our individual energy fields. Think about how widespread anxiety or fear can feel almost palpable in the atmosphere sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. So it's not just external factors. Our own internal mental landscape and the general energetic climate around us, they can contribute to this energetic buildup.
Right.
The source also mentions that signs of a contaminated energy field can include things like stagnant energy, maybe a dull or muted energetic coloration, irregular shapes in the aura, and even energetic tears. It even draws a parallel to the Chinese medicine concept of blocked energy flow, or qi, leading to physical discomfort or pain.
And what's fascinating here is seeing this echo across different systems of knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
ancient and more contemporary.
Yeah.
That feeling of being stuck in a rut or just not feeling your usual vibrant self,
Yeah.
these could very well be indicators of energetic imbalances.
Right.
And the connection to physical symptoms in Chinese medicine really underscores the deep interconnectedness between our physical and our energetic well-being.
Okay, so we have a better handle on what the energy field is and what can cause it to become, well, contaminated. Now for the crucial part. How do we actually purify it? What are the fundamental principles behind energy field cleansing?
Well, our source outlines two primary mechanisms: resonant retuning and vibrational mismatch.
Okay.
Think of each method of purification as generating a specific energetic frequency, a kind of cleansing vibration, if you will.
Okay, I'm picturing something like an energetic reset button. Is that too simple?
Not exactly a button, maybe more like a tuning process. Resonant retuning is akin to tuning a musical instrument.
Ah, okay.
The purifying frequency aligns with the natural, healthy vibration of your energy field, helping it to remember its inherent harmony.
Right.
This is why certain sounds, colors, or even just spending time in nature can have such an immediate calming effect. They're resonating with your innate energetic equilibrium.
Ah, like a tuning fork bringing another one into the same pitch. It's reminding our energy field of its optimal state. That makes sense.
Exactly. Vibrational mismatch, on the other hand, works a bit differently. It's more like an energetic eviction notice.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The purification frequency creates an energy that is simply incompatible with the energetic contaminants, those negative thought forms or attached energies we talked about.
Right.
This incompatibility generates an energy repulsion, effectively pushing the unwanted energies out of your field.
So it's like introducing a frequency that the negative energies just can't hang out with, forcing them to dissipate.
Pretty much. And the source also wisely points out that this process, this pushing out, can sometimes lead to temporary feelings of discomfort or even emotional release as these energies are being expelled.
That's a really important thing for you listening to keep in mind. Sometimes feeling a little off during or immediately after an energy cleansing practice can actually be a positive sign that things are shifting and being released.
Definitely. So now let's delve into some of the specific methods mentioned in our source. The first one is herbal smoking, often referred to as smudging.
Right, smudging. It seems to be a practice with really deep roots across so many cultures.
It's incredible, isn't it?
What's fascinating is just the sheer universality of it. From Native American traditions using sage to Indian frankincense, Tibetan juniper, the ritual of burning specific herbs for purification is just incredibly widespread.
Yeah, and our source highlights 3 potential factors at play here. First, the well-documented antibacterial and antiviral properties of the volatile oils released when these herbs are burned.
Okay, physical benefits.
Yes. Second, the release of negative ions, which are known to have a refreshing and mood-boosting effect on us.
Right.
But perhaps most profoundly, the source suggests there's a unique energetic signature of each plant, and it's how that signature interacts with our own energy field when burned.
Ah, so it's not just about the nice smell then? Different plants seem to possess distinct energetic qualities?
Exactly. Sage, for instance, is often used for clearing negative emotions, while maybe rose and lavender are associated more with healing trauma.
Yeah.
And even something like dragon's blood is used in some traditions for cutting energetic ties or attachments.
Wow. And it's incredible to think that ancient Egyptians even had specific incense formulas for different areas within their temples. That's amazing detail.
It really is. However, as the source also notes, the effects of smudging tend to be somewhat temporary.
Okay, so it's maintenance.
That's right.
Okay.
Smudging often needs to be done regularly, especially if you are frequently exposed to environments with significant energetic noise, or maybe after particularly draining interactions.
Right. Okay. Moving on, this source discusses sound vibration purification. Think of Tibetan singing bowls, the deep resonance of a didgeridoo, the power of chanted mantras. It's about using specific frequencies to energetically cleanse our field, right?
Exactly. Ancient traditions seem to intuitively understand the profound ability of sound to realign our energetic state. What's really interesting is that modern research is now beginning to validate the effects of specific sound frequencies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for example, the 528 hertz frequency, sometimes called the love frequency, has been linked in some studies to things like stress reduction and even potential DNA repair.
Wow.
Other frequencies are associated with clearing emotional trauma, like 417 hertz, or fostering more harmonious relationships, maybe like 639 hertz. Science is really starting to catch up with some of this ancient wisdom.
That's fascinating.
And it's not just about what we audibly perceive either. Our source points out that our entire body and energy system can feel and respond to these vibrations, even in individuals with hearing impairments, maybe through tone conduction.
Yeah.
This really highlights the deep and penetrating influence of sound.
Okay, let's look at something perhaps a bit more immediately accessible for many of you listening. The source also talks about salt baths and the purifying properties of water.
Yes.
Personally, I always feel much more grounded after a good soak in the tub with some salt.
And there's a very real energetic component to that feeling. Water isn't just physically cleansing. There's quite a bit of research, like Emoto's work, suggesting it can hold and transmit information.
Right, the water memory idea.
Exactly. And when you introduce salts, especially those mineral-rich varieties like Himalayan pink salt or Dead Sea salt, you create this powerful synergy.
How so?
Well, salt is a natural energy absorber. It helps to draw out disharmonious vibrations from your energetic field.
Ah, okay.
So that feeling of being lighter after a salt bath isn't just the relaxation of your muscles from the warm water.
Right.
It's potentially an actual energetic weight being lifted. Even a relatively short soak, say 20 minutes, can have a noticeable impact, particularly on your emotional and etheric bodies.
That's great.
And our source even mentions that simple practices like gargling with salt water can provide a quick and effective energetic cleanse for the throat area, the throat chakra.
Oh, that's really practical advice, especially for those times when a full bath just isn't feasible. Okay, now, what about crystals and gemstones? I know many people are drawn to their beauty and feel they have certain properties. What's their role in energy purification?
Crystals are fascinating because they possess these highly stable and ordered crystalline structures.
Right.
And this translates to very consistent vibrational frequencies. When they interact with our, let's say, less stable energy fields, they can help to bring them back into a state of balance and coherence.
Like a stabilizing influence.
Exactly. The source highlights specific examples like black tourmaline, which is known for its ability to absorb negative energy. Amethyst, often used for creating a protective energetic field and transmuting lower vibrations. And even Himalayan salt lamps, which release negative ions and create a subtly purifying energetic environment.
Right, I have one of those.
Yeah, they're popular. The source even touches on the piezoelectric effect, the ability of certain materials, like crystals, to generate an electrical charge in response to mechanical stress. In this context, it can be understood as a way they interact with and influence our energetic vibrations.
Interesting.
However, it's important to remember, as the source points out, to set your intentions when working with crystals, and crucially, to cleanse them regularly, as they can absorb a significant amount of energy over time.
Right, they need cleaning too. It's almost as if they're holding this steady, harmonious, energetic blueprint that our own sometimes chaotic energy fields can kind of attune to.
That's a good way to put it.
And that makes sense about needing to cleanse them periodically. Okay.
And finally, our source explores energy field combing and gesture purification, basically using the power of our own bodies to facilitate energetic cleansing.
Now this is quite intriguing, isn't it? Using ourselves.
It really highlights the inherent capabilities within our own energy systems. Specific hand gestures, sometimes called mudras, and intentional sweeping or calming movements can directly influence and manipulate our energy field.
Okay.
The source even mentions ancient Egyptian healing practices like Sekhem, which involved specific palm sweeps through the energy field to clear stagnation.
Wow, Sekhem.
Yeah. And you find similar techniques in practices like Thai massage, Reiki, and Qigong.
Right.
So it's about consciously directing our own energy, using our hands almost as physical tools to smooth out energetic imbalances and clear away any blockages or stagnant bits.
The real advantage here is, well, you always have your hands with you. No tools needed.
Exactly. Always available. However, as the source points out, it does require developing a certain degree of sensitivity to your own energy field.
Ah, okay.
Which is definitely a skill that can be cultivated with practice and attention.
Right, it takes some awareness building.
That's a key point. It's about learning to become more aware of the subtle sensations and shifts within your own energetic landscape.
Okay, this has been a really illuminating overview of the theory and the various methods of energy field purification. Now, for you listening, what are maybe a couple of really actionable things you could start incorporating into your life, like today?
Yeah, good question. Based on their accessibility and overall effectiveness, I would strongly recommend starting with a saltwater purification bath.
The salt bath.
It's a relatively simple yet profound way to cleanse your entire energetic field. Just add about a cup or two of natural sea salt or Epsom salt to a warm bath. Take a moment to maybe set an intention for releasing any unwanted energies, and then just soak for about 20 minutes. You can visualize any stagnant or negative energy leaving your body and dissolving into the water.
Nice visualization.
And it's probably best not to rinse off with soap immediately afterward to allow the beneficial minerals to continue their work for a bit.
Good tip.
And perhaps try to avoid screens or engaging in stressful conversations right after, just to give your newly cleansed field a chance to settle and integrate.
That sounds incredibly soothing and a really tangible first step for people. What's another immediate action someone could take?
Another excellent and easily accessible technique is sound field cleaning, specifically using the OM sound.
Ah, chanting OM.
Yeah. Find a comfortable standing or seated position. Take a deep, slow breath in, and as you exhale, create a sustained OM sound. Really focus on the resonance and vibration within your body.
Feel it inside.
Exactly. Even repeating this for just a few breaths can help to realign and harmonize your energy centers. And of course, you might also want to explore using Tibetan singing bowls or listening to specific solfeggio frequencies if you find that those resonate more with you.
Simple yet powerful. I like it. And what about the energy field combing you mentioned? That also seemed like something you could do pretty much anywhere, anytime.
Absolutely. Just rub your hands together briskly for a few moments, generate a bit of energy or heat between them. Then, maybe close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your own energy field surrounding you. Starting at the top of your head, use smooth, gentle downward combing motions with your hands, almost like you were literally smoothing out your aura.
Right, combing it down.
Yeah, and at the end of each stroke, just flick your hands off to the side or downwards as if you're releasing any energy you might have collected.
Okay.
You can even enhance this practice, the source suggests, by lightly misting yourself with salt water beforehand.
Oh, interesting combination. So it's really about making these practices a regular part of our self-care routine, isn't it? Much like, brushing our teeth or washing our face.
Exactly.
The source really emphasizes that consistent energy hygiene is key, especially after those energetically draining situations we discussed earlier, like being in crowded places, having difficult conversations, or even just prolonged exposure to electronic devices.
Exactly. It's about becoming more proactive, taking responsibility for maintaining the health and vitality of your energetic well-being.
This has been such an incredibly insightful deep dive. It's a topic that, while its roots are obviously ancient, feels so incredibly relevant to navigating our modern, often energetically overwhelming world.
It really does.
It's clear that it's not just about cleaning in some superficial sense, but about a much deeper process of realigning ourselves, both with the world around us and with our own inner landscape.
And what's truly transformative about these practices, I think, is the understanding that each act of purification is really an opportunity for renewal.
Yeah.
It's a conscious shedding of old, stagnant energies to create space for new, more aligned and vibrant energies to flow in. You become an active participant, consciously shaping your energetic reality.
It's quite profound how these ancient wisdom traditions, which are now being increasingly examined through the lens of modern scientific understanding, offer such practical and powerful tools for enhancing our overall well-being. It really makes you wonder about all the other valuable knowledge that might just be waiting there, waiting to be rediscovered or reinterpreted.
Absolutely. And as you listening begin to integrate these practices into your life, pay close attention to the subtle, yet potentially profound shifts you might experience.
Like what?
Well, perhaps a greater sense of clarity in your intuition, maybe more harmonious relationships, a noticeable boost in your creative energy, or just a deeper and more consistent feeling of inner peace. These are all potential indicators that your energy field is responding positively to the clearing.
So for you listening, here's your invitation from us. Choose just one of these methods. Maybe it's the grounding salt bath, perhaps the harmonizing OM chanting, or the simple energy combing, and commit to practicing it daily for the next 21 days.
Yeah, give it a real go.
Keep a simple log, maybe in a journal, of any insights or changes you notice, no matter how small they might seem. It's often through these consistent, seemingly small actions that the most powerful transformations really begin to unfold.
Think of this journey of energy purification as maybe a spiral, gently guiding you to ever deeper levels of self-understanding and overall well-being with each intentional practice.
That's a lovely image.
We sincerely hope that as you actively purify your own energy field, it not only illuminates your own path forward, but also subtly and positively influences the world around you through that clearer resonance.
And we would absolutely love to hear about your experiences as you try these things out. Please feel free to share your stories, any questions that arise as you explore these practices.
Definitely.
This is truly an ongoing journey of discovery, and we can all learn and grow together in this ancient yet ever relevant field.